So now we are live.
Shall I start?
Yes.
A very warm welcome to today's session that is on systematize, manage, and building the system to manage innovations and the pipeline of innovations for further support in higher educational institutions. First of all, I will welcome all the valuable IIC members, including head of the institutions, president, convener, coordinator, and innovation ambassadors. Also, I welcome the student members. Those are part of the IIC in the respective institutions. The purpose of conducting this session is multifold and have some important things to communicate to all our IIC institutions. In the last 5 years, IIC institution is a revolutionary and reforming the whole innovation and startup ecosystem in higher educational institutions, be it a university or a technical institutions or a non-technical institutions. So far, we have more than 7,000 institutions innovation councils established in higher educational institutions spread across all 36 states and union territories. And also we have more than 20,000 faculty members trained, deployed as an innovation ambassador. So the kind of massive and networked and a system approach with structure in place is not only helping the institutions to leverage the potential of young minds and the resources in our institutions, also it is helping the ecosystem enablers present or located in the nearby region of that institute is now approachable. They know to whom to approach, what to pitch, what to offer, and what to extract. So this kind of interactive and networking system is definitely a proud achievement for each and every member of IIC. Those are contributing. But we have to look beyond what we have done. We have to see the plus system. So today I'm going to touch upon the IIC plus system, that we have set a foundation. That foundation is laid down, but that foundation has to go beyond, and now we have to build the towers. And the towers will deliver certain performances which is required to make the ecosystem robust, dynamic, and responsive. And this is the plus system. We call it YUKTI Innovation Repository. And another plus system is called YUKTI Innovation Challenge and some other funds. So I am going to cover these two things. So let me show you the presentation I have prepared for you all, and I will take another 30 to 45 minutes to focus upon the points specific to the benefits of our stakeholders. And we consider our stakeholders are institutions, faculty members, innovators, entrepreneurs, and ecosystem enablers. Those are part of this IIC network system. I hope my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. As I said, that today's session is on systematize, manage, and build innovation pipelines in our IIC institutions. And to make this pipeline to happen and to systematize the whole thing, these two tools, and more importantly, the first one, this YUKTI Innovation Repository, is going to benefit in a very positive way, and also to uh, make the system very responsive and also robust. So I think you all are sensitized that every educational institutions, irrespective of the structure, irrespective of the location, irrespective of the function, ultimate goal is to create a conducive climate for innovation and entrepreneurship. And ultimately, we have to achieve the objective of an output driven system where our institutions will help and making a sustained generation of innovations, entrepreneurs, and commercialization of intellectual properties developed in our education system. So to achieve this quality driven and output driven ecosystem, the first and foremost duty or responsibility or action to know every institution's potential and the capacity. And how we will know the potential and capacity of any institutions? It is through benchmarking the ecosystem. And all of you know there is a program and called Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievement, and it prescribes set of key performance indicators. It comprising of 7 key parameters directly related with innovation, entrepreneurship, ecosystem development, and it has 22 key indicators. So these indicators are now standardized and evolved specific to Indian startup ecosystem in our educational institutions. So if any institute will benchmark its ecosystem based on these 7 parameters and 22 key indicators, then that will give a clear picture that where that particular institute stands in terms of the ecosystem, in which component they are weak, in which component they are strong. And based on that, they can strategize, they can allocate, reallocate, and mobilize the resources, and they can put concentrated efforts to make, to convert the weaker one, the weaker component to a stronger, and the stronger one further stronger. So I hope majority of you are know about this key performance indicators, and there are there are 7 such parameters. One is institutionalization of innovation and entrepreneurship, and IIC, Institute Innovation Council, is largely fitting to this, the first parameter. And the second one is called teaching and learning, that is different courses related to innovation and entrepreneurship. That's also very well known, and most of the institutions, they have their credit and elective courses on innovation and entrepreneurship. Similarly, it dedicated pre-incubation, incubation, and IPR infrastructure. So these are the input indicators. Whereas generation of innovations and development of startups or the supporting the startups are output and process indicators, and through collaboration, through intellectual property generation and commercialization, they're also falling into process and output indicators. So these indicators actually helping, and we have another program, we call it National Innovation and Startup Policy, and at present more than 3,000 higher educational institutions have developed, have adopted the policy and also developed a customized and institute specific innovation and startup policy, which gives the vision for next 5 years how particularly that institute will systematize and develop the mechanisms and bringing the resources, and in a holistic way they will achieve the objective of to become an entrepreneurial and innovative institution. And taking forward, I hope you all know and also will agree with me and have a aligned mindset that at the institute level, NISP provides and helps in policy formulation and setting mechanisms and have a vision and target for next 5 years. And IIC is helping in the implementation, and based on the parameters and the indicators, your ecosystem has to be measured in on regular interval, and that will help you in projecting the impacts created at the institutions level. And this is what we call IIC and the system and the all kind of integration. But today we are going to discuss the beyond what is we call IIC plus. And let me tell you, even though the system is we have developed, but still there are challenges at the institutions level. I'm not going to tell that challenges is specific to what kind of institutions, but there are challenges, and these are the generic and very, very common, but very foundation level challenges. And we all have to address these challenges. Then only we will able to embrace the next level scope, and that is IIC plus and plus. So the first challenge is that majority of the institutions, though they have accepted it, but still in practice it is not that much of commitment and involvement we are getting, especially in benchmarking the ecosystem. So there is still ample scope for the institutions to have a practice of benchmarking the innovation and startup ecosystem and to know where they stand today and actually where they have to hit and where they have to intervene. So this is not happening. So we have to make it practice that every institution should come forward and should know benchmark and should know how to where to move for next 5 years. So the target will be different for the institutions. Second thing, the second challenge is the difficulties in identifying entrepreneurial potential individuals. Consider in one institute, on an average, there are 2,000 to 3,000, even to 20,000 students are there. Graduate, postgraduate, PhD, and all kind of students. And when any activity you conduct, that activity actually maybe few institutions are have a very focused and very objective oriented activities, but in many institutions they just go for numbers. They think that they have to conduct an activity and people, a student has to come and taking a photo is work is done. Actually that is not take you anywhere. Again, it is just like a window washing. So, and what happens, anyway you have to spend money for conducting that activity, and that activity and the money and the time you are involved and you have spent is not going to result any output. It is just will only create a chaos and crowd buzz. But I think converting from that chaos to crowd to actually output is not going to happen. So how we are going to minimize the waste of money and the time and the intellectual of the human resources and in better way? So if out of 2,000 3,000 students you have in your institution per se, if you will able to identify 300 to 400 or 500 entrepreneurial potential individuals through certain mechanisms, then you can start providing mentorship, training, or exposure so that these targeted and focused potential individuals will involve more and more, and they will convert or they will transform the ideas to innovation and then innovation to startup. So this journey, this transformation from ideas to innovation startups, a phased manner, and the basic is identifying the interested candidates or the interested individuals, having this entrepreneurial mindset, having some creative potential, have some motivation. So awareness building is the foundation stage, but actually all these things has to be done in a very systematic way. And that's why we have these things also need to be focused. And the third challenge is called redundancy efforts in our higher education institutions in scouting innovations. So I think you all will agree, because there is no system in place, because there is no mechanism in place, every institute conduct many competitions, challenges, and boot camps, and every time they provide training or inviting the same group of the cohorts or the same group of participants to attend multiple times. And other students or other candidates are maybe missing the opportunity. And every time institutions repeat the same steps for scouting the innovations, so that it's kind of a time consuming, and also it is not giving the value, or it is not adding much value, because we are reinventing the wheel every time, and that consumes our time and efforts, also resources. Also, so these are the three major challenges we found. And if I will explain the fourth challenges, it is, I think, much interesting. And also I think you all will agree that there is a lot of vagueness. So ideas, innovations, and startups. So this is the problem with the students and the faculty members. Those are claiming that they have some idea, or they have some innovation, or they have some startups. If you will go and explain, please explain your idea, your innovation, they, I think, they will try to explain that their idea in one word, or two sentence, or one sentence. And I think that, and sometimes even they are not clear what they want to say. And if you'll go and ask to a faculty, explain your idea, they will explain your 3 pages note that is on technical specifications. So actually idea, the definition of idea is, there is a standard components and explaining the idea. Similarly for the innovations. So here actually, because of this, people are not aware about how to express their idea, and what to express, which component to tell, which component not to express. And similarly for innovation, because this literacy, because this understanding is not there, majority of ideas are actually considered to be junk, or considered to be the not properly fitting to the requirement of any competitions or any further funding supports. So we have to move from this quantity to the quality. So how we will move the quantity to quality? I think there is need a standard prescribed format to express your thoughts into, and convert that thought into an idea. For example, many institutions, recording is there, you go. Understand? So see, that ideas, see, when we explain the idea, so what happens, if you go and explain to the ask a faculty, they will tell about something, something which is about the research. And these ideas and innovations, it has to be explained in a standard way. Something like an idea should start with an opportunity or a problem, and idea should explain about the solution and uniqueness in that solution. Idea should explain about who is the target customer, whose problem you are going to solve. So when you are expressing any idea, if it is not covering all these aspects, your target customer, whose problem you are solving, what is that problem, and how big is that problem, and what is your solution, what is uniqueness in that solution, then I think your explanation, your statement of idea is incomplete. But actually it is very, very difficult to learn or make people learn about how to explain idea. That's why this we have developed a system, how these people will know, while expressing their ideas, they will fit into the format, and they will think more, and they will express it. For example, I have many incidents, especially those are in their undergraduate stage, I think majority of the undergraduate students, they undergo internship. And as part of internship, they do some student projects. And many institutions, they feel that all student projects fit into innovation. But actually, all student projects are not fitting into innovation or an idea. So far, you are not explaining thoroughly with logic and with information the each and every components that I have just mentioned about the target customer for whom you are developing, about the size of that customer, about the problem, about the solution you are prescribing, about the uniqueness, how it is innovative, about how you are going to implement it. So if these components are not there, then I think student projects, research projects by faculties will never fit into idea. They are research projects. You can claim that is research projects. You can claim that student projects, but you can't claim that is an idea or that is innovation or that is startup. So this vagueness we have to address. The fifth problem is the sustainable pathways of entrepreneurship is not established. So the value chain or the steps involves starting from awareness level to identifying the entrepreneurial potential individuals, then the ideation level or the problem solving level, then to the different TRL stages development of the innovation starting from TRL 4 to TRL 9, then developing a business model and startup. So this, it goes through a certain phases, and that pathway has to be established in our institutions, which is not yet established in majority of the institutions. A strong and continuous pipeline of innovations for startups also not built. So what it says that currently in our country, we have more than 300 to 400 incubation units that are supported by educational institutions. Sorry, supported by ministries, central government and the state agencies. And there is a good funding system. Also, there are incubators that are supported by industries. And also there are incubation units that are already initiated by institutions on their own investment. But what are the major challenges faced by these incubation units or the acceleration centers? Is that getting a continuous flow of pipeline of quality innovations. All incubation units are struggling with pipeline or the flow of innovations, and this is because the pre-incubation system in our education institutions has not well established. Even if it is established, it is not connected with the incubation units. Similarly, there are other agencies like state agencies, state startup mission, central government agencies. There are BIRAG, DST, DBT, Ministry of Electronic Telecommunication. So there are n number of agencies, both government, non-government, private, and startups. Those are actually eager to help provide supports to our innovators and entrepreneurs, and also they want collaboration. All these ecosystem enablers are spreading across, but they know how to approach, where to approach, whom to approach. And we have to streamline it. And the last challenge is most important in terms of, because for every activity or every action you need resources, you need money, you need lots of human resources, technical resources and financial resources. So there is an ad hoc approach by many institutions while allocating the resources, and also they are clueless about mobilization and utilization. How we are going to address these major challenges that exist in our institutions? No doubt IIC ecosystem is definitely going to give a foundation, but we need an next layer of system to address all these challenges. And let me tell you, this IIC and upon it, this YUKTI and YUKTI Innovation Repository is the answer. And YUKTI Innovation Repository connected with the other ecosystem enabler is the solution. And already system has been developed, and I'm going to highlight certain things, how institutions are going to use it, and they will get additional advantage in taking their system forward. So at present, because just 7 months back we have started this YUKTI Innovation Repository, the objective is very, very noble, that every institute, every IIC institute has to develop the repository of ideas, innovations, and business model and startups developed by students, faculty members, alumni members, incubated startups supported at the institute. So what will happen, institute will know that in just one stop and one window system, that how many students, how many faculty, or how many innovators are actually have certain level of idea of TRL stage 1 to 4. They have just idea, they have not developed anything. So maybe this number will be high, and also institute will know how many of these individuals have developed innovation, that is TRL stage 4 to 9. Also, institute will know how many are in the business model stage and startup stage. So when we opened this portal 7 months back, so far 1200 higher educational institutions have developed innovation repository, and total number of ideas, innovations, and startups reached to 70,000. 35,000 are ideas, 25,000 are innovations, and 5,000 plus are startups and business models. Also, we found that there are more than 18,000 patents developed. Those are in the stage of published and the granted. So that means all these intellectual properties, especially the patents published and granted, have a higher potential to get commercialized. Maybe certain portions are already commercialized, but there is a high scope to get commercialized in near future. So assuming this is the kind of potential of our institutions, and this 70,000 is only from 1200 institutions, and every day all these institutions are continuously building the repository of ideas, innovation, startups, and this YUKTI repository is open throughout the year. So we are expecting in next 6 months another 2,000 institutions will start developing this innovation repository, and the 70,000 numbers will cross 1.5 lakhs in just next 6 to 7 months. I'm not saying this is a kind of a figure. I'm saying this is because the potential of our institutions. Just imagine if you are having a 3,000 to 4,000 students, or consider 200 to 300 students for smaller colleges and management institutions. Every students you treat as a creative mind, and every creative mind has the potential to generate ideas. So please encourage all these students, even your faculty members, your staff members, to come and to create the account in the YUKTI portal and submit the ideas, not the technical specifications. Don't submit technical specification, only the ideas. And when they will fill the form of idea, innovation, startup, it will ask very, very simple and also very fundamental questions. Who is the customer? Who is the what is the target size of that customer, and what is the solution, what is the problem, what is the uniqueness? So while they will start filling, because it is now responsibility of that innovator to provide and to prove that he or she has an idea or not, or innovation or not. So that's why we have said that institution's role is only to be as a facilitator. Institute should not fill any application on behalf of the student. Let people, or let innovator show the seriousness, commitment to register, to provide the idea. So actually, once the repositories will develop, institute will know how many serious and committed students or the faculty members or the innovators are there. those are in the idea stage. They will know about the proportion of the total innovation stage and the startup stage, and that because all are in the login based and the login based system, so no data will be visible to anybody except what the innovator and idea individual submit, that will be visible to the institute. And institute has to take care and engage the innovation ambassadors to verify these ideas, and to say that at least see that there is no kind of a there is nothing kind students just for the sake of submitting, they are writing here and there and they are submitting. So they have to check. The verifier's role, innovation ambassadors and the mentor's role is to verify that whoever submitted seriously and somebody has done actually submitted or given the information, some correct information. We are not saying that they will evaluate, but they will verify that that application is actually aligned with the requirement or explaining the idea as a as per the format or not. So this YUKTI Innovation Repository is actually giving the platform, providing a system to know the size of entrepreneurial individuals in your system, in your institute, and to whom to target, what kind of services to provide it to which category, and so that you can plan, you can mobilize, you can strategize whole thing as per the size. So consider if there is a deemed university, they have to and there is a considerable size of ideas, innovations, startups. Accordingly, they have to plan. They have, they have to provide XYZ services to the idea level and different type of activities for them. They will conduct another type of activities and different level of expertise for the innovation level, and for startup it's a different kind of things, so that the participation of innovators and startups will increase. Your resource allocation, your utilization, and from that resources the output will be more. The transforming, the conversion ratio from ideas to innovations will also go high, from innovation to startup will go high. So you will feel that there are kind of a quality applications, because they have to answer in certain format, which are the basic and fundamental to express the thought and to claim as an innovation or idea or startup. So these are the benefits, and all these will be managed at the institute level. So you cannot and the ideas and the innovations in one institute, that will be only specific to that institute only. So the ideas, innovations will not get reflect in other institutions. It is completely login based and security driven system, but centrally it is connected, so that it will help in bringing ecosystem enablers to support the ideas. And another things I forgot to mention, that consider if your institute has the incubation unit, if your institute has some research park, so this YUKTI innovation repository system will act as a feeder canal, is a pipeline for that incubation unit. Even though you don't have an incubation unit, you can rope in, you can collaborate with the nearest incubation unit for connecting the ideas or the innovations developed or scouted, so that they will get the further support. So this is kind of trust building. This is kind of a building the relationship between the institute and the student and faculty innovators, ideators, and the startup founders, and connecting with the ecosystem enablers. So this is called YUKTI Innovation Repository. And as I said, that our target, our request, our appeal is to all the institutions, please make use of this innovation repository system and start building the innovation repository every day, every fortnight, every month, every quarter, every semester. You just conduct the programs and scout the ideas, innovations, and build the repository and maintain the repository. Similarly, when one innovator or any faculty or student will register as an YUKTI participants, actually through that login, they can manage multiple ideas, multiple innovations, multiple startups. So there is no limit for that. And through that login, they can submit multiple applications. Also, they can manage, they can edit, they can update the applications at any time at their convenient, so that there will be kind of a saving of lots of time for these innovators and ideators. And whenever any opportunity will come to them to participate, simply like in LinkedIn, you are sharing your CV with bigger companies, and like that you have to just go through that application, go to that challenge, and you have to just participate in that competition. Because I'm going to explain how it is going to happen. Similarly, we have another program called YUKTI Innovation Challenge, and YUKTI Innovation Challenge is very, very unique, because actually in YUKTI Innovation Challenge, Ministry of Education Innovation shall actually going to give you a 2 to 3 months of training, and focusing on idea validation and your innovation validation, and covering the different aspects of how to make that innovation into a opportunity, business opportunity, kind of a business plan development. And further, the deserving ones will receive funding support with incubation linkage. So this kind of supports a 360-degree experiential learning program, funding assistance with incubation linkage program we have planned. And earlier we call it as a national innovation contest, but from this year onwards we have renamed it as a YUKTI Innovation Challenge. And through that, we have already asked many institutions, all these 1200 institutions, those are part of, those have already developed the innovation repository, to nominate the innovations, those are in the 4th TRL stage, technology readiness level 4 to 9. Because this is an innovation challenge, so we are only inviting the verified innovations are part of the innovation repository. And but the condition is that only those innovations are verified by the institute, at least by 3 verifiers, will reflect in the innovation challenge page for nomination. Because we have found that many institutions, for the sake of only things, they assigned that all these applications to 1 or 2 verifier, and said that you just verify and everybody is given the recommendation status. Actually, it is very, very crucial for all the innovation ambassadors, mentors and experts. If you receive any applications for verification, please be at least true to yourself, that you are only verifying those who have actually filled the content rightly and appropriately. Don't approve, don't give recommendation, because your recommendation will actually create negative impact on on that ideas. So let institute allocate the innovations scouted and reposited in your innovation repository, verified by 3 verifiers. And once verification is over by 3 verifiers, once that innovation or application receives recommended status, you will see that that innovation name in the YUKTI Innovation Challenge page. And from there, you have to nominate up to 10 best innovations for this YUKTI Innovation Challenge. And this will go likely, and very soon we are going to open YUKTI Startup Challenge. The details we will come up. And but now for next I think the deadline, the last date is 15th of April, but we are going to extend the last date to till 30th of April. So please, next 15 to 20 days, please make use of this time. Create the innovation repository if you've not, and already if you've created, please make it better, and get the innovations verified by at least 3 verifiers. And then once that application will receive recommended status from at least 2 verifiers, then it will show the recommended status, and then only you will able to nominate. And also please note that, please nominate the innovations those are actually need the funding, those are actually need the incubation supports. If any innovation is already secured a good amount of fund and also already matured, so don't nominate this type of innovations, because this innovation challenge is to provide funding supports to the very early stage innovations, into the innovations those are actually going to start their startup very in the near future. So and we have certain limitations because we will fund up to 200 or something, all kind of things. So we are expecting at least 5,000 such nominations should come from our institutions, because we have more than 25,000 innovations. So we are expecting at least 5,000 such nominations should come. And then we will give them a handholding, training, mentoring, evaluation for next 2 months time during the month of May and June. And in the month of July and August, thus the first phase selected innovations will get chance to demonstrate their innovations and pitching round in the regional meets we are going to conduct in the month of July and August. And in the month of August, we are going to announce the finalist of YUKTI Innovation Challenge. Those will appear for the pitching session for financial support, and from September October month onwards they will go for their startup journey and to convert their innovation to startup. Similarly, the startup challenge program will continue, and similarly we are going to bring lots of such challenges at the Ministry of Education level. And another program we have already it is in our plan that we have a system. We are going to develop a system to commercialize the technologies or the intellectual properties developed in our institutions and connect with to the industry. So I'm not going to explain much about National Innovation Repository because I have explained thoroughly. And the very uniqueness is that we are going to indexing these innovations that you are supporting, and you have already submitted in the Innovation Repository based on their themes and the emerging areas. And also we have given a very good resource document that explains the technology readiness level, manufacturing readiness level, and investment readiness level. Actually, these are the terms and jargons and the concepts both faculty, student, innovators, entrepreneurs, and institutions has to be versed with, because that will help in understanding the whole technology development process, innovation process, and startup value chain in the startup journey. So please make use of these resource materials available in the YUKTI page, and already we have given the links for these materials. And the innovations in the repository will be indexed, and that will be available to the ecosystem enablers. So now let's explain you how this ecosystem, how this YUKTI system is going to work by taking other agencies or the other ecosystem enablers and other stakeholders into account. So you can see this picture. So at the center, the YUKTI portal and YUKTI system and IIC systems are now well integrated, and all this system is going to build upon four pillars. We consider all these four pillars are the stakeholders. The major stakeholders are, the first is the IIC institutions itself, and the second pillar is called startups or the innovators. Those are submitting their innovations, ideas, and startups as an innovator and the entrepreneurs. So IIC institutions are going to use this IIC system and the YUKTI system to do the kind of building and the managing the innovation repository. They will offer pre-incubation and the incubation support that is already existing in their institutions to these innovations and the innovators and the entrepreneurs. They will offer one-to-one mentoring support. So this is also going to be one of the unique program. A sub program is already we have developed, and now it is going to be implemented as a part of this. So consider if your institute has developed an innovation repository and three verifiers verified it, and they had given a remark of not recommended. So if any application received not recommended, so we are now, by using this one-to-one mentoring support system, IIC Institute can allocate one verifier or one mentor to these not recommended applications, and for next 15 days they will start interacting, and applicant will refine its innovation and innovation or the application and the business model or the startup application. And after modification based on the recommendation of that verifier, they will graduate from not recommended to recommended status. And institute has to, and we made it mandatory for those not recommended applicants to undergo this one-to-one mentoring support, but those are already in the recommended status. IIC institutions can use this application to engage their verifiers and the mentors and the innovation ambassadors with the applicants for one-to-one mentoring supports if it is required, if it is demanded, if it is needed. So IIC institutions have the two options. For not recommended, they have to engage, they have to activate this one-to-one mentoring supports and application to for the mentoring, so that not recommended status applicant will move to the recommended status. But on the demand basis, those are already in the recommended status, they can avail one-to-one mentoring support. So IIC institution can manage both the types. Similarly, IIC institutions through this YUKTI and IIC portal, now they can plot many challenges. They can announce challenges, competitions, hackathons, and innovation programs like trainings and all kind of things. And it will directly reflect in the account of YUKTI applicants, and they will get the opportunity to participate directly, and they have to simply click their application and they will participate. So all kind of institute level business models as a business B-plan competitions, innovation competitions, idea competitions, hackathons, all these type of challenges can be managed by using this YUKTI innovation repository and IIC portal, and through login institute and the innovators can participate. Similarly, IIC institutions can check the progress of the and impacts they are creating through this innovation repository system and through this IIC system, and also they can approach to the other ecosystem enablers are going to join as a agency for further collaboration. For example, there is just to see the fourth column that is mentioned as industry or ecosystem enablers. So I will come to that point. Let's first explain about the startups and innovator component. So startups and innovator component is the second component, the second pillar. Actually, they are already part of it, and so that through a login, through a registration system, they will submit and manage ideas, innovations, and startups, and also they can submit intellectual properties if they have developed. And through this login system of the YUKTI, they can access to the funding and mentoring supports at the IIC institutions. Also, they can access to the funding and mentoring supports available with the ecosystem enablers those have joined YUKTI Innovation Repository or YUKTI system. And these startups and innovators can participate in challenges, hackathons, training, conferences, and seminars related to innovation entrepreneurship offered by or floated by IIC institutions or ecosystem enablers and industry. Similarly, startups and innovators and ideas, they can approach to the incubators, angel investors, IP firms, venture capital firms. Those have joined this YUKTI system as an agency, and they can search and select those are falling into their interest area and geography or stages of the development, and they can express their interest for availing the supports. And technology transfer and IP commercialization is one of the area where all these things also going to happen. Now let's come to the role of innovation ambassadors and the mentors or external experts are part of the YUKTI system, because every IIC institution has to engage innovation ambassadors and external experts and the mentors to verify the applications at the beginning stage. And even institute can engage them for next level of evaluation, because they are going to float the various competition challenges. And these innovation ambassadors will not only perform the role of innovation ambassador as prescribed by in Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, certain activities like delivering expert talks, then they have to also engage in providing mentoring supports through this one-to-one mentoring supports application to the YUKTI applicants. And external mentors and experts can engage. They can also engage in various roles like as a verifier, as a mentor, as an evaluator, as a service provider. And through this innovation ambassador portal, faculty also can go for reskilling, upskilling, and upgradation of their innovation entrepreneurship programs. And I will cover this as topic in next session. But now reskilling, upskilling, components has been added to the Innovation Ambassador portal, through which every year all faculty innovation ambassador has to undergo various trainings offered by agencies, national level resource agencies on innovation entrepreneurship, and they have to claim the with detail of the completion certificate, and so that after reaching to minimum 35 contact hours of training on reskilling or upskilling, they will able to get a tag that they have completed this reskilling and upskilling, and that will an endorsement from our side, and also they will retain the innovation ambassador tag for next years. So this is going to be a mandatory or going to be kind of a requirement or a compulsory requirement meant for all the innovation ambassadors to retain the innovation ambassador tag. They have to claim that they have undergone or they have gone through the reskilling and upskilling process by going through various trainings offered by various resource agencies, and they can engage in expert talks and mentoring assignments in various IIC institutions. Now comes to the last and very important pillar, that is the ecosystem enablers. So we have more than 700 to 800 incubation units. We have more than, I think, 3,000 pre-incubation units. We have many accelerators. We have many incubators now, world-class incubators now spread across the country, supported by DBT, Niti Aayog, and DST, and Ministry of Electronic Telecommunication. Also, state startup missions are funding, and they have established good incubation supports. So we are going to invite all these incubation units exist in our education institutions to come and join as an ecosystem enabler, as an agency. And also we are going to invite state agencies, state startup mission. We are going to invite central agencies and central ministries like DBT, DST, BIRAC, and industry associations, knowledge associations like IAN, and venture capital firms, angel firms, IP firms. We are going to invite all these people, come and join, because we have a supply side. We have kind of a more than 7,000 institutions. We have more than 2 lakhs innovations, ideas, and startups, and every day it is increasing. So you come and offer your services, so they will come and join as an agency. So they will provide, they will tell that what they are going to offer. So during the registration itself, they will tell about clearly what the things they are going to offer to these institutions, to these innovators and startups, those are part of YUKTI system. And in addition to the offerings like funding and all kind of trainings, challenges, or the seminars, they have to also provide knowledge generation and the knowledge exploration and exploitation opportunities. Similarly, venture capital firms and angel firms, they will come up with offering for investments and funding supports. Incubation unit will come with the incubation supports, and IP firms will come with the patent filing and the patent generation supports. Similarly, TTO, technology transfer offices, and the national agencies and state startup missions will come up for the different kind of supports they are currently providing to promote and support innovation entrepreneurship. So all these 4 pillars and the 4 stakeholders will come and interact, and through this system, startup and innovators find an interest match. They will find an interesting partner which is matched with their requirement, maybe located in somewhere in different location or the different place of in a country, but through this they can connect, they can express interest. But to make it happen, we have another layer of security we are going to establish. So innovators has to declare which innovation, which startup is going to be displayed to all the stakeholders, and for that they have to provide certain basic information. That information only will be displayed to the ecosystem enablers, so that ecosystem enabler will know who is that innovator, who is that startup has approached us for support. And once they agree and they will accept your interest, then only another layer of information will display, and there you're matching, and you can start talking and interacting outside this system. So this system is going to kind of a matching with the interest based on your requirement that is going to perform. Similarly, the other way, agency also can approach to the institutions and also to the startups, innovators, taking their offerings, that if anybody is interested to things, and they agency also can offer challenges through that, and these challenges will be displayed in the login page of the startups innovators, and this through these challenges, trainings and seminars, directly YUKTI participants can participate. So this kind of interactive and very kind of a responsive system is going to work, and already we have the three stakeholders already part of it: startups, innovators, IIC institutions, and innovation ambassadors, mentors are already onboarded. Now only the fourth pillar is going to be onboarded, and very soon we will start with the incubation units that are already part of the IIC institutions. They will be the first agency. We will see that how this response is going on, and we will refine the system if it is required. Then we gradually will add venture capital firms, IP firms, then other private agencies. But we will go ahead with the IIC institutions having incubation units. So these incubation units will come as an agency, and not the IIC institutions. Already IIC institutions are already part of the system. So now ecosystem, the incubation units, technology transfer office, IP cells, and the acceleration units in our educational institutions, and also supported by various ministries, will be invited to join this agency, join as an ecosystem enablers, as an agency. And if possible, we will go and request national agencies like DPT, DST, BIRAC to come and join. And similarly, then we will go to the next stage of inviting VC firms and investor firms and IP firms, and gradually this system will grow like this. So this is all about things. And now my sincere request, because this system is going to give an extra edge and advantage, so don't miss the bus. And the first movers are going to actually create disruption and definitely bring lots of changes in the system. So being a first mover, go and conquer it by setting up, by creating the innovation repository, and you go and nominate for the innovation challenge, and just be ready that how the ecosystem enablers, once they are onboarded, how this dynamism and how this kind of a interactions are going to happen, and let the innovators, let the entrepreneurs to engage in a effective way, and leverage the services and avail the services. So already my zonal in charges, Ms. Selvarani, Mr. Udyan Kumar, Udyan Maurya, and Abhishek, Mr. Abhishek Ranjan Kumar, and Mr. Surinder are. So they are the zonal in charge for different zones in different states. I hope you all are in touch with them. Plus, and they are actually following up with you continuously, and you all have to no doubt you are responding, you are giving a positive response, but we want with your support and with your coordination, with your involvement, with your engagement, make this innovation repository system and innovation challenge participation is one of the first of its kind and successful. And already I mentioned that the date, the last date for nominating innovations in the TRL stage 4 to 9 is 15th of April, but we have extended it to 30th of April. So you have another 15 days time. For next 15 days time, I think it is maximum of a 2 days, maximum 1 hour job, and it can take another 1 week to mobilize. So please spread this word that to participate in YUKTI Innovation Repository. If you have not built it, so build that innovation repository and get the applications verified by at least 3 verifiers. And if they receive recommended status, then get then from the pool of list of innovations, there you have to nominate the best top 10 or the best innovations. But only those innovations please nominate, those are actually need fund, those are actually need training, those are actually need incubation supports. So already resource rich, already well funded innovations, please keep them, because they already have things laddu in their two hands, let others to get the support and assistance, and this is the way we can design and build an innovation support system. And I'm not going to take much time, because for me it is only 45 minutes. Already I have taken 10 minutes extra, so I'm very much sorry for that. But please take a note that my team, our IIC team, YUKTI team, and all our IIC zonal in charges are here to help you. And you can reach to us through multiple channels, through phone, through email, through message, through any form. And if you are facing any difficulties, please let us know. We are here to help, and we are always here to handhold you, and we are always accessible to you all at any time. So our only objective is to make you, to enable you, to make the institutions one of the epicenter for innovation entrepreneur, and making our education institutions innovative and creative and entrepreneurial. That is the only objective. And really, you can imagine that in last 5 years, since 2018 to till 2023, the journey of IICs, from very finger count numbers, from how it is reached to 7,000, and how this area, how this NISP, how this all this mentor mentee program, impact lecture program, and so many other programs, and even linking of IICs with Atal Tinkering Labs for mentoring to the schools. So all these programs are actually taking the step in very perfect way, and you all are playing a major role, and you are contributing. Every contribution of your, be it a student or faculty or institutions, it is reflecting in terms of impact, in terms of the output. And if this will continue, then just imagine, right now we are in the 40th position of global innovation index, and we have jumped from 86th position 6-7 years back. And I think moving from 40th position to top 20 is not far away. In next 3 years, definitely we will reach to top 20 if 7,000 institutions will focus on innovation repository, will focus on helping and providing handholding supports to the idea, to the ideas, innovation startups developed in their institutions, connecting with the incubation unit, connecting with the, and getting the supports and collaboration with ecosystem enablers. So this kind of system is going to actually completely change the landscape of innovation and entrepreneurship, not only in our education institutions, also at the national point of view. So this is the what. So with humble request, I will make again, I will appeal you all, please develop and make these systems to grow, and have an innovation repository, and nominate the innovation challenges, and let the innovations and entrepreneurs receive support, handholding, and training from Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. Thank you all. Namaskar.